I work for Southeast Farmers Co-op. We handle 8 million bushels of beans and close to 20 million bushels of corn a year. Most of that is railed out. We do have some ethanol plants, and then there's some soybean processing plants to our south. We know what beans are worth at our locations, and we know that because what they're worth delivered to the West Coast or what they're delivered to the processing plants. Let them know that, hey, this is the value of beans are today. You know, just like we saw some weather issues in South America beans rallied, their basis premiums rallied, our West Coast premiums rallied. The processing market didn't in the most recent experience. So letting them know, you know, where the futures price is getting driven from. Is it getting driven from a domestic marketplace, or is it getting driven from a world perspective? And those will last longer or shorter depending on where it's at and how far and what growing region is affecting that price move. So put all that together and relay that back to our producers is what we try to do. The last couple of years with the elevated bean price, we've certainly seen beans get priced quicker. They'll bring the beans in at harvest and free up some storage for corn at home. One, they don't have to haul as much as far, and two, the prices have been advantageous for them just to sell it off of the combine and not store the beans. So we've seen our harvest handle go up. I think one, because of, you know, yield is continuing to get better, but I think the price has sped that process up a little bit. 80% of the stuff that is priced through us is forward contract, whether that's 60, 90, 120 days out. Some guys are selling new crop beans today because they like the value. They can lock some returns in. So we are buying beans today. Today, compared to a year ago, our new crop purchases are lower than what they were last year at this time. But the market has been going up every day since, you know, after Christmas. So that's slowed them down a little bit. I anticipate that at some points in time that they're just going to pull the trigger and lock the values in and get us closer to where we were a year ago. Crop insurance price is set during the month of February for the next year's new crop. Once we get that fixed, and then their premiums will be based off of that due March, or they'll sign up March 15. We want to be 20 to 30% priced before pre-plant, 50 to 60% priced of their annual proven yield by the third week of July on the beans, because our, you know, August rains mean a lot to the bean crop in this area, or they have in the last couple of years. And then the balance would be priced out after or at harvest time. Delivery periods, that can vary from producer to producer, but at least locking those prices in, that's the percentages that, you know, we promote. And at these types of prices that we're seeing, they should have, maybe they're more aggressive once we see if we're going to have some moisture in the area. And, you know, we're 60% sold by the 4th of July if these prices stay where we're at. Our basis levels on the West Coast have gone up. Our transportation costs to the West Coast have gone up. So that's driven our values interior down. Price rally that we've seen on the Board of Trade has engaged the U.S. farmer into the processing plants. And this weather that we're experiencing in this part of the area has allowed more product to move at an earlier time than normal. I mean, if it's 15 degrees, the farmers aren't going to be as active as moving their products as they are, you know, at 30 and 40 degrees. I mean, stuff just doesn't break. It's more bearable to be outside. So we've seen increased volumes, and the price of beans have certainly shot up, and we've seen elevated truck dumps because of that. I want to say from like central Minnesota draw line east and west, north of that, they have decent moisture in that part of the country. Get south of that, we're dry. We did have some late harvest rain, so there is some moisture there to get things going. All can be fixed with a timely rain of an inch or two before planting. So not getting too worked up about it, but we certainly know that it is dry.